Hi everyone, my name is Nick, and this week's plant of the week is Anthurium veitchii. This is native to Colombia, and its common name is the king anthurium, and I believe they call it that because the leaves are huge when this plant matures. I have a very young specimen at the moment, but if you Google search or look on Instagram for Anthurium veitchii or king anthurium, you're going to see the beautiful elongated leaves that the mature form of this plant has. It can be like at least like 2 feet long when the leaves mature. It's phenomenal. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And for that reason, I believe this plant has become quite popular when it comes to aroid collectors. So not the most like elusive plant on the market, or like, it's no variegated monstera by any means, but this is definitely one that I've been noticing that people have been starting to want in their collections. And it's a really easy plant to grow. I do highly recommend growing this if you're trying to get into anthuriums, which I myself really don't grow that many anthuriums in my home. This is an excellent one to start out with. It is so much fun to grow. It's really not that difficult when it comes to lighting. In fact, I can tell I'm giving this one a little too much light as I've been growing it right under my Modern Sprout grow bar, and it's getting some chlorotic edges. So I think that's fantastic that I don't need it in as bright light as I'm giving it. So I'll move it to a lower level of the shelf that I have in my bedroom and give it the light that it wants. So a rather low light, I wouldn't say low light, I'd say medium light plant. So it's very easygoing in the light aspect. I'd say the watering makes it a little bit more difficult, and not difficult at all, but it's just anthuriums like this seem to be easily overwatered, so you definitely don't want to overwater the plant. And it will slightly wilt upon underwatering, but I'd say the worst thing you can do is overwater this plant because it's just, their roots are a little thicker. They're more like, similar to like an orchid's roots in the way that they appear. So I think that they really do want a well-draining soil mixture. So I do use some orchid bark and a lot of perlite in this mixture. It's very chunky, as well as planting it in this terracotta pot, which is porous. So it will wick out some of that moisture. So you just want to be mindful there. Like I said, I don't think you would want to overwater this plant, but underwatering seems to be okay, but I don't think it loves it. Humidity is pretty important though. I'd say it is important to keep this humidity decently high, not like high, not like moldy room high, but high enough. I keep my bedroom humidity roughly like 50%, and they seem to like it. I have some ferns in my bedroom and some philodendrons and just some other plants that just seem to like it with a little bit higher humidity. So I just give them what they want, and this Anthurium veitchii is probably at the higher end of that spectrum in terms of plants that would really need that humidity in order to flourish. One of my favorite things about this anthurium in particular is the way that the leaves grow. So you can see a rather new leaf right here from that kind of rusty color that it has. So not only do I love the red rusty color that the new leaves come in, kind of announcing themselves, but the leaves grow so much as they are emerging. They come out like the size of one of my fingernails, and they just continue to grow. It's like the law of mass doesn't exist. It's crazy. But I'm really looking forward to, as this plant starts to make even larger leaves, as this leaf, which is the newest one, is the largest one on my plant now. I'm really looking forward to seeing how these plants even continue to grow larger and larger, where the leaves grow larger and larger as this plant continues to grow in size. So I'm really looking forward to that. I've only been growing this plant for about a year, I believe, so I haven't really gotten acclimated with the fertilizing, but I'll likely just give it an organic fertilizer bi-weekly or at least once a month during the growing season. And fortunately, I haven't really had a pest problem with this plant. I did grow an Anthurium veitchii in the past, and I got a few thrips here and there with that one, but this one has been pest-free for me so far, and these thick, leathery leaves kind of tell me that it's going to be generally pest-free, but I wouldn't be surprised if, down the line we have a slight problem here or there, but that's nothing that a quick spray of the Captain Jacks or releasing some green lacewing larvae can't fix. But this is a really fun plant to grow. I'm hoping, and I have a feeling, that this plant's going to be a little bit more prevalent with the upcoming years, but it's just such a fun one, and I would really love to see more of it. If you do have any care tips for growing Anthurium veitchii, I would really love to hear as well, because I still clearly have a very young plant, but we've had a lot of fun together over this past year, so I would highly recommend growing this plant. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you don't already, follow me on Instagram at Philly Foliage, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Have a great time!